Okay, hello. I'm going to make a quick, I hope it's quick, video where I'm going to dress one doll and talk about where I am with the hobby right now. So first, this is the doll. It is the black version of the Sunshine family, which was called the Happy family, I think. Yes, the Happy family. The mom was Hattie. This is the mom's head. And if you know anything about the Sunshine family, you know they have these weird eye chips that are just sort of stabbed into their face, and initially didn't have any whites or anything painted around them. They did eventually start painting whites on them. But the thing about that plastic is it was hard plastic with a very small stem and it's very brittle. So sometimes the eye chips break, or sometimes they don't break, but the plasticizers from the vinyl start melting them, so it's kind of weird looking. And when I received this head as a very generous gift, thank you, I actually received two Happy heads. One of them had rhinestones glued in the eyes already, which is something I would have done myself anyway. And then this one had, the eyes were empty. And at first I thought, well, maybe I could just find a different kind of rhinestone, or maybe cabochon, however, and glue that in. But then I was looking at it one day and realized, you know what, I could just paint them dark color and gloss them, and I actually really like those eyes like that. And her hair is in pretty good shape for a 70s doll, which, you know, means it's kind of coarse and not a great fiber. But so she's not going to get a reroot. The other one might, but this one isn't. And then I put the head on a Repro Wild Bunch Francie body. So this is kind of an odd doll, I admit, that could conceivably have been put together in the 70s by Mattel, but wasn't. So I'm going to find new clothes for this. The Francie body is kind of an odd size compared to what I have, so this could take a while, or it could be instant. And the bulk of the video, I'm going to talk about where I am with the doll hobby right now. Of course, who I am and my history. I'm never getting out of dolls. It's just, right now, I'm not acquiring dolls. And in fact, I recently did a really big destash. I don't know if you can tell that the volume of my bags of clothes in here is less. I removed and destashed a pretty big box of doll clothes that I did not make, and then a decent size of doll clothes that I did make. And so there's a little more room in here. I don't know if I've ever shown you, this is a box of heads. I don't know if you can see the heads in there, just the paper towels around the resin heads. But like I said, I got rid of an enormous amount of clothes. I got rid of a lot of heads. I got rid of a lot of shoes, like a big bag of, decent sized bag of Barbie shoes and a bag of Ken shoes. I got rid of accessories. I got rid of, when I say rid of, I mean destashed. I didn't just toss them, I didn't donate them, I gave them to people. And I also went through my dolls and doll bodies and doll projects I had set up, and I ended up destashing, well, putting in the destash about 120 dolls bodies. Not all of those went away. Some of them I did take back into my heart and either broke them back down and put them into the various parts boxes, or I just put the whole thing into the project doll box to work with sometime in the future. But so I did get rid of a lot of dolls. I still have a lot of dolls. I have the boxes on my shelves that had been overflowing with dolls. Now they're just full of dolls instead of overfull with dolls. So I'm not getting out of dolls. I am still having a lot of fun looking at new dolls and discussing new dolls and discussing old dolls and doll trivia and doll facts. But I am just not really interested in acquiring new dolls myself. My hobby interest right now really lies in sewing. Mainly because not just sewing doll clothes, although I do have doll clothes cut out that I cut out before now that I'm going to sew sometime soon because I have the right color thread in the machine. But I'm sewing clothes for me. You can see I'm wearing this big floofy skirt that I actually finished day before yesterday. And because over the last year I have very gradually and intentionally been working on losing weight. So I need a new wardrobe. And I'm having fun sewing. I'm not really thrifting clothes like I used to because I don't trust the other people in the thrift store. If I can go really early to the big thrift store, of course wearing my mask, and I am vaccinated, I don't feel too weird about it, but any later in the day or to a smaller thrift store where there are more people out, I don't want to be there. So I don't mind sewing clothes for me. I have plenty of cloth to sew clothes for me. I have plenty of patterns, and I have plenty of time. But that's just been more what I want to do than do doll stuff. And I honestly thought I would talk about that while I changed her clothes, but I don't think I can think about that many things at once. So here we go. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to have to take her head off to get this necklace off. And because she just, vintage style is just her head, I'm not even sure. Yeah, I dremelled open the neck opening a little bit, but not much. So, since she no longer has the delicate eye chips, you can squish her around quite a bit. And since it's not a tiltable neck, there's not a danger of breaking like there is with more modern Barbie necks. So I mean, I still have so much stuff. Even though I gave a lot away, I still have a lot. I am not, like I said, I'm not getting out of dolls. I am not even really focusing my dolls. I just don't know if you know much about Marie Kondo's philosophy is it's not to focus on the stuff you want to get rid of, it's to focus on the stuff you want to keep. So I went through my dolls, and yeah, if I picked up a doll, I wouldn't exactly say the Spark Joy thing, because the thing about me and Spark Joy is you get any craft material in my hand, any doll, any piece of fabric, I can see the potential in it. So I will want to keep it because of that. And that's what I have to learn not to do. I have to learn to keep stuff that I actually want to actively use. So, I mean, I could, who knows, I could go through my boxes, go through my boxes in another month or so and find more things that, you know, maybe I will be able to focus down on dolls eventually, but right now, I'm just trying to get to the dolls that I haven't paid much attention to for years because I've been so busy putting together new dolls. Of course, this one is a doll that I have put together fairly recently, so it's not like all the new dolls are going away. Let's see, where's the bag one? That is, I want the teen dolls bag. Alright, that's this. Although, like I said, the Francie body is an odd size, so I'm really not sure what she'll be able to wear. A lot of stuff in here fits Blythe and Momoko pull-up size, but the Francie body is just a bit larger than pull-up. Than Momoko. See, this is why I wasn't talking while dressing the doll at the beginning, because my brain can't split itself like that. And this is something I made for Barbie size, but I messed it up because I was just improvising. I wasn't using an actual pattern. And it turned out a bit too small for Barbie size. I'm not really liking how it's fitting this body because the waist is so long. I don't know if you can see the actual waistline is here, but the doll's waist is up higher. Also, if I put her in this with a matching hat, I'd either take her hair down or cover the little poof of hair with that. You know what? I wonder if I could put, I don't think I have any big bulky belts. Hold on though, let me see if flipping the seam allowance up on the bodice would help with the way it sits. when I make doll clothes with a waist seam, I generally intend for the seam allowance to be pointing up when the doll is dressed, but that's just me. If I can find a belt to cover up how low that waist looks, I might go with this. Because who doesn't love a witch hat? But I don't like how low that waist is. Alright, which bag has the belts in it? Yeah, since I cleared out so much of this stuff, some of those bags I was recognizing their contents by how bulky and overstuffed the bags were. I'm pretty sure this is scarves, so the belts down there. Where'd my bag of belts go? Okay, there it is. Recognizing by how the contents felt, not necessarily by what's on the outside of the bag. Let's see, I think this is too large. This is a slouchy belt. He said, I'm not really, none of the new doll releases are catching my eye from any company. And, so I'm not running out. That covers the length, but it's too big for this body and it's brown. So I'm not really interested in going out and buying new dolls right now, and I'm not interested in going out and thrifting dolls. I mean, like what I just said, I don't trust the other people in the thrift store, and also pretty sure Barbie's GBF is getting all the good thrift dolls around here. It's not a problem. Since when I have been out to thrift stores, there have been no dolls. I did see an Incredibles Violet, but it was the version with the completely molded clothes, so, I mean, that's it for dolls that I have seen in the local thrift stores. That's not good selection. What you hear crinkling is I have a Daiso kimono that I obviously have not used yet, and it won't work on her because she is too tall. Because the Daiso stuff is made for dolls about Rika's size. I know I just rejected that belt because it was brown. That was brown in relation to the rest of the outfit, which had no brown. Like this. Someone many years ago, they had an Etsy store where they would buy vintage, mostly vintage sheets, but also just vintage yardage, and then sell it, you know, cut it down into fat quarters and sell those, and they had a bunch of scraps that they sent to me. Oh, I need to fix that, that's real lumpy. So I had a bunch of odds and ends of fabric that I never would have picked out, and that's where the fabric for this dress came from. And I do like this dress, even though it's a lot browner than I usually would go for, but you know, fall is coming. I should embrace brown, but really, you know, you notice what I'm wearing. I'm likely to embrace the stripy Halloween stuff when it comes to fall clothing. So that could work. It's like I'm thinking, of course the thing about fall is you want to put in lots of layers, and even though it's a little cooler here today than it has been, I'm not thinking about layers yet. Even though it's a doll, she's not going to get hot. I could put the cardigan on, make lots of layers, and it would be fine. So they have the door closed and this room is a little warmer than it could be. So yeah, now I fall into just my random muttering that you usually do when I dress a doll, because I've briefed you on what I'm doing with my hobby time, and it's not sewing. I mean, it's not dolls. It's sewing. It's not much doll sewing. I said I have an idea, a thing that I cut out, but it's not for fashion dolls. It's for Sasha or Disney animator size. That's another dress I made randomly from fabric that I had bought when I first started sewing doll clothes. You know I like my random doll clothes, because I always end up making stuff that I would not have made on purpose. I might go with that just because that is such a cute dress. It might technically be a bit snug on the Francie body, but that's okay. Also, this is a dress that could also have existed in the early 70s, kind of. Alright, so she needs shoes. Let's see if there's anything in a little nicer plastic shoes box. She had been wearing Kern shoes. Those are too big. Those are too small. Don't think more pair of brown Kern shoes. Oh, it is in here. Oh, wait, the green. Oh, it's where the green one is. Oh, so I have several options for shoes to go with this dress. The green remnant. Wait, is it the right foot? No, that's not the right foot. I mean, it is the right foot. It's the left foot. The thing about Kern shoes is they are right versus left foot. So they're remnant shoes, but they have like little buckles molded on them, so it's easy to tell which is which. And yeah, well, it really wasn't a question. I'm going with the remnant shoes because they're Green Mary Janes. And let's see, are there any socks? I don't know if you can tell, I got rid of so many socks. But doesn't mean I have anything I want to use now. I need to make more little short ankle socks because I like putting those on dolls with Mary Jane shoes. Alright, this is action figure stockings. So it's really intended for hard plastic legs. Yeah, that is one of the things about using the vintage and vintage repro bodies is you don't have the ease of dressing that a hard plastic leg gives you. Let's see. I don't know if we're going to give it turn it into more of a 90s baby doll dress by showing the top of the stockings before we make it just into we'll keep it at the spirit of a 90s baby doll dress by acknowledging that the stockings might slip down. And that makes sense, right? You remember how 90s baby doll dresses were often worn with over-the-knee stockings, but not complete thigh-high stockings. I actually never wore the style in the 90s because I was stubbornly anti-fashion, which is, now I know, a rather ridiculous way to be. I don't want to give her underwear. I should give her underwear. Try not to decent here. And my stomach is gurgling a bit because I just ate. To give her any accessories. Oh, I moved, and I used to keep the bandages and stuff up there. I moved all my stickers into its actually own pouch because they were falling out the top of this and it was getting annoying, and the whole point of the doll stash was to get rid of the annoying parts of it. So that happened. Okay. I could let her hair down, but I don't think I will. Let's see. I don't think I have any necklaces that are short enough to stay above the neckline on this dress. I mean, I could tip it over into potential steampunk by giving her some goggles. I said that as a joke, but you know what? I think I'm gonna leave it. Okay. I think that's it for an outfit for this doll. And yes, the child just made his sound. He's been better about it. He's on some medicine that's dried him up a little bit, but not completely. Do I want to give her tiara instead? Tiara and goggles. Yeah, I'll leave her the goggles. Like I said, we'll keep this video short. We'll be done now. And here is Hattie Happy in a little dress that doesn't know what time period it belongs to. And now you know why I haven't been posting as much doll stuff on a lot of social media, but I am participating in doll discussions, and I'm looking at all the new dolls, and I'm waiting for a new doll to grab my interest. Hasn't happened yet, but I'm still around. And you're not getting rid of me that easy. Alright, thanks for watching. Get this up, and then I'm going to sew. Thanks.